7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Everybody, we're live. It's a Sunday night. As per usual, we're hanging with you, and we're hanging with you very hard. I know I'm hard. I can't speak for Heather, but I am ready for this upcoming weekend because we're going back to my favorite place.
Samesies.
Monroeville Mall in Monroeville, PA. I am so stoked. As you know, I love Dawn of the Dead. I love Day of the Dead. My mom, as a young lad, my mother dragged me into the world of George A. Romero. Never got around to Night of the Living Dead. Don't ask why. I got to talk to my mom about that. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's she wasn't a fan of that or what. But she got me all fired up on Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead. And I was scared as a mofo, Heather. I slept in between my parents. I slept by their feet. I slept on the floor. Anywhere I can get near my parents after I watched those films, I was sleeping in there. And I was 15. But I was actually a little kid. I think I was about 7 or 8. But I was scared like you would not believe it. Those two films and another movie. Can you guess the other? No, you can't. You won't know. The other film that scared the ever-living crap out of me. It was a film. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Hold on. Let me guess. Sandlot.
I knew you were going to say something stupid. Fire in the Sky.
Wow.
Did you ever see that movie?
I don't even
Okay,
know
well, hold on. It's a true story. Well, some say it's true. Where a guy got abducted, and it shows like what happened when he was inside of the spaceship. It was some of the creepiest shit I've ever seen in my whole life. I want to go back and watch it as an adult. I feel like it is not as bad as an adult, but I can't say for sure. But this weekend is going to be Living Dead weekend. We're going to arrive on Thursday and set up, and then we'll be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. We have 3 brand new figures to bring you from Mischief Toys, a plethora of pins, apparel, to include a shirt and a hat. I'm wearing the shirt right now. I'm wearing the hat right now. Probably my favorite gear ever. I'm so stoked over this stuff. Now, the thing about all of the apparel is that if we're taking it to the show and we're going to sell it at the show, and if for some reason we do not sell out at the show, we will put the apparel up on the website. But I have a feeling that this apparel is going to be pretty popular, so I'm just putting it out there now. It's a very limited amount of stuff.
Crazy limited.
We did not make much of it because we weren't entirely sure how this was going to go at the show. And not to mention, I grabbed a couple of these shirts and hats out of the bunch because I wanted to have a couple extra.
They're very good.
They're very good. They're fantastic.
Is it okay if I have Fritzy in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why are you asking? He's okay.
I don't know. Sometimes you get weird about me having a kitten.
Well, during the videos, if he's like purring real loud, it kind of screws things up. It messes up the mood.
Everybody that comes around me purrs. Specifically Fritzy, but everybody else does.
Okay. So all the pins, we're going to go over all the pins again. We're going to go over all the figures. We're going to give you prices to everything because people have been asking that. We'll give you the prices, of course, of the apparel, the pins, the figures, and also the blind bag print. And this print, we typically do prints, like I know Devin has done prints for us, and then we also have Michael Duran do prints, but it's not that often that we've had Noelle do prints.
It's never that she's done a print.
Has she ever done a print? I thought she did at least one. No?
No.
So this is the very first Noelle print ever.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Which is shocking because I don't really... I mean, she works so much on figures, pins, apparel, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why. But yeah, I'm like really excited that she did this.
The other thing that I've had on my mind this weekend, I don't know if you guys saw, but we posted up the Day of Mischief documentary. And I gotta say, I spent a lot of time with that footage over this weekend.
He
I
did.
know a lot of people were asking, because I saw some comments on Instagram, where's the New York Comic Con documentary? So the problem with the New York Comic Con documentary is that there's so much footage that has been collected that it's going to take me a really long time to do it.
Yeah.
You're probably
after Living Dead weekend, he's going to start working
I
on
am
it.
actually going to work on it because I do want to get that out there. I think it's an important chapter of Mischief Toys history. In fact, I would say that last year's New York Comic Con was probably the biggest thing that had ever happened to us. I mean, the booth was packed. We had so many people there cheering us on. We had a larger team than ever. We had a larger space than ever. Mariotti came over. Cynthia from Funko came over, the CEO. We were just drenched in unbelievable stuff.
Yeah.
And we also had a really great Night of Mischief, and we're going to have a great Night of Mischief this year as well.
It's going to be very cool.
But I spent so much time this weekend with the Day of Mischief footage from Zachary Stone. Thank you to Zachary. I just can't even put it, I don't think I could put into words just how proud I am of that.
You should be. It came out really, really good. And you, like, I hardly saw him at all over the weekend. And you were working on it throughout the week as well, weren't you?
I worked on a little bit throughout the week.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys know this. I mean, we've talked about it before, and I don't want to, like, you know, sound like we talk about ourselves all the time.
Like tooting our horn?
Yeah. Well, no, not really. But we're incredibly busy all the time. Chris works a full-time job. He comes home. We'll do Mischief Toys stuff if Mischief Toys stuff needs to get done. Then we will record. He will edit. I will cook dinner. We will eat. Sometimes he eats with me. Most of the time, he eats while he's editing in here. And then we go to bed shortly after. We don't really have, like, time to do very much outside of some sort of work, whether it's day jobs, Mischief Toys, Gastlecast, whatever. So, yeah, the New York Comic Con documentary, how many hours of footage was that? I mean, it had to be like 25 to 45 hours.
For New York Comic Con?
For New
Night of
York
Mischief?
Comic Con.
Oh, I don't even know. But it was...
Whatever it is, it's obscene.
Day of Mischief was like this in comparison.
Yeah.
Night of Mischief and NYCC is this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. The amount of content that's there is ridiculous, but I do want to make sure to break that down and capture moments and stuff like that. I think it's going to be great. I think it'll be a great outcome.
I'm really excited to see the New York Comic Con one.
So my plan is also to film something for Living Dead weekend, so I want to film a bit of that, and I think I'm going to take the approach of being the guy behind the camera, filming our trip there, and then filming while we're there, and also where we're staying. I know a lot of people like that kind of material. That's something that I really enjoy doing, is like just going around filming from my POV and then kind of tying it all together and making a video out of it. So that's what we're going to do for Living Dead weekend. I am so stoked. But back to Day of Mischief. I don't want to stay on it too long. I want to get into Living Dead weekend. But back to Day of Mischief, just super proud of it. Seeing all of your faces there, those who were able to attend, just really appreciate everything. I really appreciate you guys showing up. And it's a lot. There's a lot to be said about people showing up to an event like that isn't connected to a convention.
Or a different event.
They're just showing up to Maryland for, you know, Mischief Toys, which is unbelievable. So thank you for that. I really appreciate that. I'm glad to see that people are having a great time. Obviously, it was a blur for me, but watching the content, I could just see, you know, people in the audience and how they're feeling about it, and getting autographs and all that kind of stuff. So that was really, really great.
Yeah, the only thing that I wish that Zach would have captured was me melting down, because I was very frustrated many times.
But rightfully so, because it was a lot. I was having meltdowns too, but it's just it's a lot of work. There's a lot that goes into it. You know, when you show up and you're in that show and you're enjoying it, and then you know you get your things and then you leave. The amount of work that went into it, and the amount of man hours, the amount of times that we met to kind of, with our team, to kind of come together and figure out what it was going to be and how we were going to do it, and what it was going to play out to be, and me filming Peter in the chair and doing all the different things. It's just a lot of time and effort went into it, and I really feel like people appreciate that. It came across that way to me.
Yeah.
All the folks that were there really appreciate it. So that's great.
It
I
was so
appreciate you guys
awesome.
appreciating me. Okay, enough love on that. Thank you for Day of Mischief.
We got a comment before you get into
Please.
Living Dead Weekend. So David
Please.
asked, didn't Noelle make the Maryland Day print last year? So no, she did not. That was actually done by my friend Ricky at RC Artworks. He's actually on Etsy. He has some like pieces of his artwork on Etsy for sale.
Oh, right. The Maryland thing.
Yeah, he's very, very, very talented. I wanted to include somebody, like, he was at the Maryland Day Festival, so I wanted to include, like, a vendor that was there, if that makes sense. Like, Noelle was there with us, but I wanted to include, like, someone separate, just to sort of, like, cross that, and I thought that he was, like, perfect for it. I really like his artwork. He did a painting of Brittany, my dog, years and years and years ago, probably like 12 years ago now, and it came out beautifully.
Yeah, no, he killed it. He really killed it. So let's see. All right, Living Dead Weekend. So what to expect? Well, at this point in time, I don't even know where we are inside the mall. So one side of the mall is basically, it's open, like old stores that are no longer there, that are now what they refer to as halls for the event. So you'll see booths inside of those halls, and people are signing stuff, and you got the celebrities in there, you got stores in there, you got all sorts of stuff in there. Highly recommend that if you go to this show, that you go and check out other, what's going on?
He's eating me.
Oh, I highly recommend that you go and check out other vendors. There's a lot of handmade stuff there, one-of-a-kind stuff there. Bring cash with you for a lot of this stuff as well. Not necessarily for us, but for others. And also bring cash.
Cash is good for us.
Yeah, cash is good for us, but you don't have to. We have our device there. But
yeah, it's easier because if it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But it like collecting sales tax is like a whole thing. Like if you go over a certain amount of transactions, then you have to. Well, no, because we would have to collect. Never mind. We have to do that with cash anyway. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyway, so basically, bring cash with you because a lot of the celebrities. So if you're fans of the Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead films, and things like that, there's a lot of celebrities there that are like not known because George A. Romero literally used people who were local to be in the film. So you'll see like a guy that was a zombie, and there's a picture of him as the zombie back in '78. So it's cool. That's cool that way though, because you can walk around. Most of them are very inexpensive, and you can get a whole poster filled with like Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, whatever. Even Night of Living Dead. There's a couple of those guys that are still around that are signing stuff. So I just recommend bringing cash with you because I think it's going to be a great time for anybody who's into horror. I also saw that there's some Land of the Dead people there as well. I might even pull up the website. We'll take a look at it together. There's also different events that are there. So before we get to our stuff, I just want to kind of, roll out some of the stuff that's happening there.
Can I talk about my favorite thing that happens there?
Yes, please.
Okay. So there is a tour, I believe it happens all 3 days. It's by this guy named Larry, and he is like a Dawn of the Dead historian. He knows like everything there is to know about Dawn of the Dead and the Monroeville Mall, and he takes you on a very, very detailed tour. I think it's like $50 or $60 or something per person. So super worth it if you're a fan of Dawn of the Dead, because he takes you to places that you can't otherwise get to if you're just a patron of the mall. And within the mall, he shows you where like certain iconic scenes happen, which is really, really, really cool.
At one point, the dude actually rolls on the floor.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he rolls on the floor to show you, like, to remind you of a scene that happens in the film. It's great.
Yeah, it's so awesome. And then they have like these little panels where a bunch of like actors or like makeup artists like Tom Savini, he has spoken at the.
And what's interesting about that is that you are literally inside of a mall, right? So it's a real active mall. You can come by and see us, and then walk down and buy Victoria's Secret underwear just down the hallway.
Victoria's Secret underwear?
Secret. Did I
You
say
said seat. It was weird.
Well, you're sitting on them because you're wearing underwear. That's your seat. But Victoria's Secret underwear, or any other store that's in there. There's a candle shop in there too, right? Like Yankee Candle or something. But they got all sorts of stuff in there. But where the actors are talking and they have like these little, what do you call them? The
panels.
Like panels. It's in the middle of the mall.
You
it's
can
really
buy
weird.
some panties and see a panel.
There you go. That's right. But
Panties and panels.
it's just very interesting. It's a very cool convention, a very small convention, and there's also a Living Dead weekend or a Living Dead museum too.
Yes, that's very cool. So you can see the elevator that Flyboy was on in Dawn of the Dead. There's also like bloody handprints on the wall of like famous people, like George Romero's handprints on there, Tom Savini, a bunch of the actors and actresses from those films, handprints are in there. Very, very, very cool.
And then they also have an Evil Dead where the shack where he gets his chainsaw, that is in there. Like the full shack is inside of that museum. So that's definitely something to see. I think it's a couple of dollars to go through, but highly recommend doing that.
I think it's like $5 or something.
Yeah, something like that. But they also have a shop there. They're going to have limited exclusive stuff for the convention.
Which I cannot wait for.
There's a hoodie I really want, so I hope I can get my hands on the hoodie.
I'm getting one too.
But yeah, it's a really great show, and I'm gonna walk through the website here in a second, kind of give you the idea of what's going on. One thing that I want, or actually two things I want to do. One is a Day of the Dead cast brunch, and that's something I don't even care to eat. I just want to be there, like in that. I just want to see what that's like. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know if it's like a panel, and then they're going to ask questions, or you're going to ask questions, or what. But super stoked about that. And then there's also a bunch of
movie screening.
There's also a bunch of photo. No, not that, not the brunch. But then there's also a bunch of photo opportunities that are going to happen there as well, from the Day of the Dead film and so on and so forth. So that's definitely something to check out while you're there. I'm going to share the website here. KT says, Fritz, did you get your package? No, actually, I haven't been to the post office.
You haven't been there in that long?
I haven't been to the post office in a long time. I got to go.
Are you going to be able to go this week? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Kate. He sucks.
Hey.
Hey.
So here, let's take a look for a second. So here are the actors and actresses of the different films. So as you can see, Night of the Living Dead people, and then you have Day of the Dead people, taking place at the home of Dawn of the Dead.
Day of the Dead film screening. I told you.
Where's that?
That's the brunch.
Oh, is it really?
Yes.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. So I didn't realize that was a part of it.
I told you it was.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. Let's see. Let's see where the tickets at here. So if you wanted to go get tickets, you go to livingdeadweekend.com. You could buy your tickets. VIP passes have sold out. We've had that before. VIP passes allow you to show up at like an after hours event. There's some other things that you can do. I think jump the line passes too. So if you want to go Friday, it's showing you the prices there. Was it 53? Is that what it says? 53.64 includes the $3.64 fee. And then if you come on Saturday, same price. Sunday, or Saturday, what is this?
Mall location.
Oh, mall. Oh, I'm sorry. What am I talking about? Hold on. Here are the passes. Okay, so 3-day passes. Here you go. 3-day passes. Friday pass $27.72. Saturday is $43.27. Sunday is $27.72. So the most expensive day is Saturday, and obviously that makes sense. Here are the tours. So I'm going over the tours, and I thought they were the day passes because I'm an idiot. $53.64. So you have a Friday, two Saturdays, and a Sunday. Highly recommend doing that. Night of the Living Dead screening. This is the brunch. Sunday morning, Day of the Dead film screening with cast and breakfast buffet. That is badass. I didn't realize this is what it was. This movie will be on several giant screens in our Wampum Mines themed party room in the mall. That's cool. So in the film, they're underground.
They're in mines,
and that's the mines. That's really neat. Okay, that's fun.
I'm excited.
Photo op, so Romero poster zombies, so that's all the zombies from the various posters, which I might be into that as well. That's different. Day of the Dead main cast, Day of the Dead, the Ritz, Terry, and that's the picture I want.
Bub
zombie. Will he be dressed as Bub?
I would
Theme,
imagine
props,
so.
and background. Okay. Day of the Dead featured zombies. And then, what's this? Okay, so photo ops for Night of the Living Dead. That's cool. photo ops, effects. Oh, Greg Nicotero. And Gino, I don't know who that is. He must have been from Day of the Dead. I'm not sure.
Can we get a picture with Nicotero?
Yeah.
I love Greg Nicotero.
Interesting, because last time we got a photo with him, I think it was like free. Remember?
I don't remember. Well, so these are photo ops. So go up.
I don't know. There's nothing special. I guess that because they're printing out a photo.
Maybe. Oh, I mean, it's $64 though.
Photo
so.
ops, Land of the Dead, Eugene Clark. That is the craziest photo op ever.
Yes.
He shakes you and shit.
Well, see, we've never done a photo op with him. We did a selfie.
Yeah, dude's
So, Big Daddy is an incredible zombie. Highly recommend meeting him because he is just so much fun. He's very interactive.
Then there's Sean Roberts from Land of the Dead, which I don't think he goes to anything. It's a very interesting. He's going to be there.
That's awesome.
He plays a character in the film.
Oh, Tom Savini, on the motorcycle.
On the motorcycle. That's a cool picture. They started that a couple years ago.
We never did that.
Then there's a look-alike Flyboy, and you're in the elevator with him.
That's awesome.
So that's cool. So there's all of that, and then does it tell you who the celebrity, like what celebrities are going to be there?
Yeah, somewhere.
Are we on the vendor list? It says vendors. Are we on a list somewhere? I better look. All right, so look at all the Day of the Dead cast. This is a bunch of people who are going to be there. So most of these guys, I'm going to want to autograph my box for our Dead Day Zombie. I think I'm going to have pretty much all these guys sign. It's going to cost me a lot of money.
Tom Savini. I love Tom Savini.
Yep. And then here's this. This is the random ass zombie in the film. That's just how it is. Tasso. He's all over the place at these conventions. There's the other. Remember her in the film? You probably don't remember because you've never really watched this film before.
I have. I've watched
Sorta.
it with you.
But look at all the zombies that are going to be there, and like some of them
awesome.
are like just a couple bucks. They're not that expensive. But I obviously didn't tell you the price here. Night of the Living Dead people,
Love
which is
that.
insane. Because that movie is like from forever ago. Yeah. So look at all these folks. Is that the lady who recently passed away? The Sharon Carroll?
I don't think that's her.
No?
No.
She looks like the woman in the
her.
picture. Okay. I hope not. That's depressing if it is. They need to take the picture down.
What's her last name?
Her name is Sharon Carroll. So there's a lady from Night of the Living Dead who recently passed away. And I think that might be her. I don't know. Okay, so there's the Gino guy. I don't know much about him. There's the Land Before Dead Sean Roberts guy. So a bunch of different people from Dawn of the Dead as well. I don't think they have anybody from the main cast. Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody from the main cast of Dawn of the Dead. So you're mostly getting the zombies that are going to be there. So that's cool. So as you can see, there's a ton of people that are going to be here. And not only that, the mall is likely... It's been purchased by Walmart, so who knows how long the mall will be there. So something to consider if you're like not sure if you want to go or not. It might be the last time, so it might be a good time for you to go and check it out. So go and check out the livingdeadweekend.com. Look, there's the Evil Dead Workshed.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's inside. We were standing right in front of it, and I forgot that it was in there.
So
Living Dead Museum.
Right near this area is what was in the cemetery?
What was in the cemetery?
Yeah, remember we went to a cemetery? No, we didn't. That was something else. I think it's about 30 minutes away is the cemetery, right?
Yeah.
I think about 30 minutes away there's a cemetery. Wasn't that the Night of the Living Dead cemetery?
The one we went to was not Night of the Living Dead.
No. We did not go to
No, we did not go to, no. They used to have an event there too. I think they stopped it. This guy passed away. He was in Day of the Dead. He passed away this year.
It's the Evans City Cemetery. That's the one that I was talking about. So that is.
We were able to meet him last time we were there.
Yes.
And he took a while to get into the convention. We waited and waited, and he finally came.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that we waited because now, unfortunately, he's passed on.
Yeah, he was very
lovely,
very nice.
Very lovely guy. But you could tell he was not. He was not doing so hot medically. So. The figures, the pins, the shirts, the hats, the prints, we're bringing a whole thing. And you would almost think this is like going to New York Comic Con because this is the amount of stuff that you bring when you go to a large convention. But I love the idea of going to Living Dead Weekend in setting up inside of Monroeville Mall. It means a lot to me. I think I've said this a lot to you guys. So there's a question that we've been getting a lot of. And the question is, will people be able to buy multiples to help others? The answer to that question is yes. So we want to be able to help people because I know that people maybe in California, you know, you can't make it all the way over here to Pennsylvania or to Pennsylvania where we're going to be. So we are definitely open to helping others and getting
we're open to people helping others.
Right, people, people helping others. So what I'm saying, we're trying to help by allowing that, right?
Yeah.
The only thing we're not allowing is or the only thing we're not doing is, online sale of the figures. So,
well, one
of them will be sold online, but just a small amount. But the rest of those figures, we're trying to sell them only at events. So you may see some of past figures show up maybe even at New York Comic Con, I'm not sure. But what I will tell you is that we have signed up for a very, I would say a smaller convention that's going to happen in August. Actually, we haven't signed up, we're about to. That's going to be in Philadelphia, which somebody reached out to us on Instagram and it sounded like a really fun opportunity, something different. It's sort of a designer toy show. And I figured, you know what? We don't do things like this. Typically we do, New York Comic Con and that's it. This year we hit Awesome Con, now we're doing Living Dead Weekend and New York Comic Con. And I said, what the hell? Let's do something like small. Let's do something interesting and small. Designer toy related or focused. So I'll give you guys more information about that event, but that event most likely will feature things that maybe have not sold out yet, or maybe if everything sells out, we'll only take our little red Ghastly with us. So we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll open the doors to those who have not found Mischief toys just yet. But I want to go through all the different figures. I want to go through all the pins. I want to go through the shirt and the hat. I want to go through all the things and give prices on everything.
Okay.
Are you ready for that?
I am.
Okay.
But there's one thing that I need to check.
Okay.
Could you do that while I check this? Sorry, it's really important.
No problem.
Okay.
So here are the 3 figures that we are going to have available at Living Dead Weekend. Now, I'm going to go over each one of these zombies because zombies are my thing. They're my thing, bro. And I think you all know that already.
I wish you would not ever say thang.
Thing, bro. These zombies all are cool in their own way. And what I like about these 3 zombies is that they look so far different from one another. In other words, it doesn't look like we have the same thing over and over and just in a different colorway. We have a completely different design because they are created by 3 completely different artists. And they're all lovely artists. And I'm so glad that we have them aboard our team.
Yeah, me too. I have a question for you.
Sure.
Will it be too distracting? Can you talk about these while I do something very quick on the computer?
Why do something quick on the computer? Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
I can't do it from my phone.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, Heather. Well,
I'm about to mess everything up, guys. I'm
Okay.
really sorry. Chris
Go
doesn't
ahead.
know how to pay attention.
I'll pay attention. I'll be fine. Okay, so we're going to go through all 3. First is we'll talk about Michael Duran zombie. So Michael Duran, we asked him about doing, a figure with us. And it just felt right that we did a zombie figure with Michael Duran because his art style is so damn cool. And what it looks like to me, it almost looks like this figure looks like a comic book that just came, like a couple character that came to life or like ripped directly out of the pages. This is a phenomenal figure. They all are. But the fact that Michael Duran, it's his very first figure, I'm so stoked because this hopefully means that we're going to do a lot more with him in the future. So this figure was something that became, it was an interesting conversation with the manufacturer because we sent all of this artwork along to them. They're looking at the artwork and they're like, holy shit, this is a lot for our machines that we have over here and so on and so forth. And they're like, I don't know if we can do all this. I feel like sometimes we're really pushing the boundaries on what this manufacturer can do, but they were able to do it. Now, we went back and forth with them quite a lot to try to make sure that we get this figure just right and perfect because we would not want it any other way. As you know, in the past, there have been figures where it might be a failure and we've decided not to drop it at all, i.e. the Black Leg Gargoyle. With this figure, it actually happened. And I would say the other figure that's close to this one that I can actually talk about, because there's some other figures I can't talk about that are still in the making that we've had a lot of problems with, was the Haunted Ghastly. That was another figure that gave us a real pain in the butt. But this one is even more detailed than our Haunted Ghastly figure. So this one is a sick figure. This will be available at Living Dead Weekend. It will not be available online. This will be an in-person only figure. And the limit of this figure is 175 pieces. So there are only 175 of this. Now, it's interesting because people were begging that we start doing more limited pieces. Chris and Heather, you guys make all these figures and they're high numbers and so on and so forth. Well, we listened. And that's something that is something that's doable for a company of our size. We can listen to what you guys want and actually get it done in a pretty quick amount of time, whereas it might take a larger company a lot longer to try to, hammer this stuff out. So with this one being our highest numbered figure, and the reason why, well, there's so much detail, it was one expensive figure. In fact, all three of these figures were super expensive for us to make. But we are so happy that we can bring them to you.
Yes.
Now this guy is the Hazmat Zombie. And as you can see, his little face is breaking out of that helmet, or that mask is breaking free. And then if you look on his back, you'll see he even has like a little tank back there that's kind of falling out. You can see parts of his head ripping through. And what's cool is like his skin is almost like tearing away from like muscle underneath. It's like really grotesque.
He's disgusting.
It's a really grotesque figure. Michael Duran knocked it out of the park. Now, this figure, Heather, what is the cost of this figure?
$60.
So this is a $60 figure. Now, with that, we have a pin. What I love about this figure and pin is that it's the only one of its kind that we've ever done where it's sort of a before and after shot. So this pin is the before, and he might look very similar to a video game, which Heather has entitled Ghastly Out. Heather, how much will this pin cost?
$15.
Pin, $15. Figure, $60. All right, so Hazmat Zombie. That's first. Second is what do we call him? Dead Day?
Dead or Dead Day.
Dead Day, let's call him Dead Day Zombie, because I always forget. So this is Dead Day Zombie.
Tomorrow will be Day Dead.
Day Dead Zombie. Dead Day Zombie. This was created by the wonderful Devin. He is such a wonderful and talented artist. For those who attended Day of Mischief, you may have seen some cartoons while you were there, unless you got up and used the bathroom in between the show and didn't see any of the cartoons. Devin is the person who made all the wonderful cartoons.
Guess what else Devin did? He designed Malator.
He sure did. He is the creator of Malator.
He designed Malator at his sculpt, and he designed Malator the figure and the box.
Yep, I pitched him some ideas. I pitched him ideas, and he was able to create Malator, which was amazing. He did a wonderful job. That's why we love our artists. I have these really crazy ideas. We pitch them, and then they bring this stuff to life, and they deserve all the credit. They're amazing. So this is Dead Day Zombie, and he is the most grotesque monster-looking variant of the three. He looks like he's hungry, like he's ready to find you down some sort of dark alley and eat your brains.
Dark alley? What kind of zombie is this?
He's a dark alley zombie, Heather.
He's a Baltimore zombie.
One thing I do want to mention is that the boxes for all three of these figures are incredible.
Fire, fire, fire.
Well, so one thing I want to mention to you guys is that this figure, if you're going to Living Dead Weekend, I'm going to get to the online sale of this figure. This figure, its box is Day of the Dead inspired. It looks like Day of the Dead. So the outside of the box, as you lift it, as you guys may know, the outside of the box looks like up on land, like on the helipad where Day of the Dead takes place. And then when you open it, the bottom side is underground. It is such a killer box. And it's definitely one that you take around and get it signed by all the Day of the Dead cast. That's what I'm going to be doing. Highly recommend that you do it if you end up attending. But this figure will be online as well. Heather, give us a little bit of details about the online drop.
The online drop is going to happen sometime during that weekend. I don't know when because, well, Chris decided that he wanted it to be blind. So it'll happen. There will be some pins bundled with it. Do you want to show the pin?
We will, but how are they going to find out?
You're going to find out by following us on Instagram and Facebook. So if you have not, go over to Instagram, search Mischief Toys. We are Mischief Toys. And go over to Facebook and search Mischief Toys and follow our page. And you'll be able to get those details. There should also be an email that is sent out. However, emails take a while to send typically, so it might send to you after it sells out. I don't know.
So, Dead Day Zombie and his pin, I love the pin. He has like blood coming off of his hands. It looks like he's dragging himself like part of his body to try to get you. Mm-hmm. But these two will be paired up and available on the website. That's how we're going to sell them, correct?
Yes, but there will be some just the figure as well. So there's 130 pieces of the figure and just 85 of the pin.
Okay, so we're only going to do a handful of these on the website, not a whole lot, but we'll put a handful of them up on the website, so be on the lookout. On our Instagram at Mischief Toys. Go and follow us now if you aren't already, because you're going to want to be prepared for this upcoming weekend while we're at Living Dead Weekend. It's going to be great. Okay, so that's that figure.
This zombie is $60 as well, and the pin is $15. So the bundle for both will be, what's 60 plus 15? That's $75.
You're good at math.
Thank you.
The last zombie is, I would say, a homage to our original Zombie Ghastly. So the original Zombie Ghastly means a lot to me because it is something that when we started Mischief Toys, it was immediately the thing that I wanted to make. I wanted to make a zombie figure. And now we have so many of them. I'm so stoked. But this figure sort of reminds me, it's almost like the next generation of that original figure.
Yeah.
Like it's the next variant. So this is the Camp Zombie. And Camp Zombie, when we started messing around with the artwork and telling Noelle what we were looking for, this was designed by the lovely and talented Noelle. She made him look like Jason Voorhees, but without the mask.
/ Shaggy from Scooby-Doo because of his colors.
Right.
Well, Jason has the same colors, but I like to call him Shaggy.
So when I saw that, I was like, that's definitely Camp Zombie. Like, that's the way that we should go with this guy. So this guy is going to be available at the show only, and he is limited to how many pieces, Heather?
He is limited to 150 pieces, and we have a 95-piece pin to go with him.
Yeah, so because he looked like the Jason Voorhees unmasked, we made a pin that looks like he is down at the bottom of Camp Mischief. So there he is at the bottom of Camp Mischief.
Camp Mischief Lake.
Yep. So these two, only at the show, 150 piece, and how many did you say?
95.
95 pieces. So 150 figure, 130 figure, 175 figure. Pin on this guy? What's the number on this?
85.
85?
85.
95.
95. Yeah.
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 So make sure you go to Living Dead Weekend this upcoming weekend to get your figures and pins. But that's not all. We have more. So we have... What?
The prints are out there.
Go get the prints then, Heather.
I don't want to.
Go grab them, Heather.
Do you have the black light?
Black light sitting right in front of you. So this is our Ghastly of the Dead pin. And it reads, I don't know if you can see it or not, it says, when there is no room in the netherworld, the mischief makers will walk the earth. And this is a black light pin, and it glows in the dark. And what's cool about this pin is that either I have dementia which I'm pretty sure I'm getting there. It feels that way sometimes. I had no idea that this glowed in the dark.
And it glows in the black light!
And it glows in the black light, so it does everything, literally. This is a fantastic pin. This is like the show pin, in my opinion. So how many of this pin are there? 100?
There's 125 of that pin. That pin is sort of like our show pin.
Our show pin.
Yeah.
So here, let's see. Let's
it's our show theme pin.
Oh. There it is underneath the black light. As you can see, it glows there.
There will be a better stock photo that shows the black light because for some reason the camera is like sort of rough. But
Yep.
there's the glow in the dark.
There it is, glowing in the dark. Such a cool pin. We showed this last night on Instagram. For those who follow us over there, I adore this pin. I think it's so great. I love that we're mixing Dawn of the Dead and Ghastly and Mischief toys together. This is a dream come true. We're literally doing all the things I would love to see this year. Like 2025 is a huge year for me personally. I think next year is going to be Heather's year. We got to figure out what she wants to do. But Dawn of the Dead and Guar in the same year is fucking unreal. Like, that's crazy that we're doing all of this.
It's cool.
But look at that. So that pin will be available. How much is that pin, Heather?
$15. And we didn't mention how much Camp Zombie is or the pin. So
we did. I thought we did. Did we?
No,
not?
Camp Zombie is $60. So all of the figures are going to be $60 across the board. And then the pin will be $15 as well.
All the pins are $15.
Well,
except for one.
Except for one, but we have not shown it here tonight on this live yet.
Okay, so the last pin that's going to be at the show is this pin, which is the
Fly
Ghastly elevator pin. And then you open it up, and now you have the little doors open, and there is Fly Ghastly on inside there. How cool is that? Boom. So this pin will be available as well at the show. And how much is that pin going to be?
That one was a bit more pricey for us, so it's a little bit more pricey for you. It'll be $20.
$20 pin.
Yes.
All right. Very good.
It's a big one. It has the opening features. It's awesome.
That's a cool pin.
Yeah, I love this pin so much. He's disgusting.
Yep.
He looks just like the zombie.
And we're playing around now a lot with pins and what they can do. And as you guys know, we did a vampire pin with a little, coffin opened up. So we want to work with our pin manufacturer to do some cool things with pins. I think this pin is going to be killer at the show. I think people who are not yet fans of Mischief toys, I think this is going to be something that is going to turn the fans on that are into Romero stuff.
Yeah.
These two pins specifically, but I think across the board, I think people are going to love it. So
yeah,
I can't wait to see the reaction.
Really cool.
So the last thing that we have at the show, aside from our apparel, are the prints. The very first Noel prints ever. And as you can see, we have one that's a foil, and then we have a regular one. Heather did not make a lot of these, apparently. I thought we did more, but we didn't.
No, we specifically chose to not make a whole lot because this is a smaller show. So this is 40 pieces, and this one is 15 pieces. Thank you. So 55 pieces total. They are $25 each. We will also be selling print protectors for an additional $5 if you so choose. But yeah, these are a lot of fun.
Yep, and so what Noel has done, I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not, but it has like this worn look to it, like an old poster, like it's wrinkled. That is so damn cool. I'm stoked over these. I think these are great. And so, of course, as you can see, I'm wearing the shirt, right? So it's the shirt, very similar to this print here. And then I have this hat on as well. Now, we're going to have this hat both in this version and then also in a dad hat version. It says Mischief Toys on the back.
Yes, so the snapback hat will be $35 as usual, and the dad hat will be $33. The shirt will be $35 as well. They're printed on Next Level, which is super soft, super duper nice, super high quality.
The shirts are always printed on this shirt, right? This part? This shirt, I don't know what's different between this one and maybe like the last one. This one just feels different to me. I don't know why. It feels softer to me. Did you feel it?
I think it's because I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what
it has
it
a
is.
different feel. I didn't wash it.
Maybe that's
Normally
what it is.
I wash your clothes before we
right.
before
But this
you wear
feels
them.
like incredibly soft. It feels really nice.
Next level shirts are really
And I'm
nice.
so gnarly and gross. This is the second day I've worn it because I didn't realize today that we needed to take pictures of all this stuff for the website. So we took some photos and things like that of this shirt and hat today, and the other hat as well. But the shirt's going to be at the show. It's going to be killer. And if those things, the shirt and the hat, don't sell out, we will put the rest up on the website. The merch is to die for, Devin says. Hey, Devin,
Yes,
thank you for
it
being here.
is.
Will the hat and shirt be available online? It'll be available only at the show. If they do not sell out at the show, then we'll put them up online. We want to do them in the show because we have a very little amount of them.
Yes.
We're trying to, one, make sure that people who come to the show are getting all the things, and then not only that, but people maybe who have never heard of us, it gives them something to pick up. Maybe they're like, you know what, I'm not sure if I want a figure just yet. I'm not sure what Mischief Toys is, but I'll grab a shirt or I'll grab a hat. So I feel like it's a pretty good entry into what Mischief Toys is and does. So we have another item that is going to be an online exclusive. And this is something that I kind of came up with on a, I don't know, kind of like a very last minute. I just said to Heather, this would be funny if we did this. And so we made a pin. We call it the Ghastly Jockey Pin, which is kind of a dumb name in my opinion. But that's the name I came up with. But this pin, yeah, as you can tell, you know what's inspired by. I don't have to say. But it's this guy right here, Ghastly Jockey. I love this pin so much. And I know our friend Sam is a super fan of the game, and he saw it, and I thought he just about shit his pants. So
Well, he does that on an everyday basis because he is a toddler.
He's a tyke. But he's actually going to be helping us at the show this weekend, and so is our friend Brett. So we have both of them.
I'm so excited.
But I'm going to make sure that our friend Sam gets one of these, but the AP version.
Aww,
because he deserves it.
That's
because
too nice.
Women's too nice.
Well, what does he really do besides eat all of our fucking Uncrustables
Wow.
and drink all our apple juice?
God, that's terrible. I cannot believe you would say something like that about him. You guys are both like, what are you, Swifties or whatever? I thought you guys stuck together, no?
Well, he's getting more and more annoying.
Damn, Heather. You're rough. Rough around the edges. All items have stickers involved or only figures in print?
There are a lot of stickers. I'll be honest with you, I don't remember what I ordered, but I know the figures for sure have stickers. The merch has stickers. And I think the print and the pin will have the same sticker, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken. I'm not 100% certain.
Mistaken? You're never
Yeah.
mistaken, Heather. You're always right.
So the stickers are a weird thing because we make so many stickers. I never know what I order for what. I just have like a master list, and then I remember them when I get them in the mail.
Right. Ghastly Jockey. Let's see. Do we have any questions up? Thank you, Adam Ang, for giving us all the information.
I did not see any questions in addition to...
I live in PA. It was closer to go to Nam or to Dom, Day of Mischief, than it was to go to Living Dead Weekend. Wow. Damn, really? That's crazy. But Pennsylvania is a humongous state.
It is very big, and like Philadelphia is only about an hour and a half for us, but Pittsburgh area is about 3.5 to 4. So I completely understand that.
So I hope that you guys are all happy with this. You know, of course, we're trying to do more limited things. I hope you guys are enjoying that. I felt like, we felt like for this show that we should do way more limited stuff. New York Comic Con, I'm going to tell you this, you know, you probably are all sitting back and wondering what New York Comic Con is going to be, but we are doing even more limited items for New York Comic Con. So it's going to be a tremendous event this year. And so what I'm after is that you guys come to the show, and it's going to be fun, and also it's going to be exciting. You know, you don't know if you're going to get the thing or not. And I think this upcoming show for New York Comic Con, you know, right after, you know, this show, then the show in August, New York Comic Con is going to be the biggest thing that we do all year. And we have some really wild tricks up our sleeves for this convention coming up, which stuff that we've never done before and something new and different. And I think you guys are really going to like it. I think it'll turn you all on. And talk about Night of Mischief. Holy shit. Night of Mischief is going to be intense. I don't even want to, I don't want to slip up on anything, but I've been writing it and coming up with ideas of what this thing is going to be. And if you liked last year, or maybe you liked last year but you couldn't hear us, we're going to change all of that. And this year is going to be so much, it's going to be so much different, and it's going to be fire. Fire emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji. Speaking of NYCC, when do we get the documentary? Hey, Doug, we actually talked about that at the beginning of this live. So it's a lot of footage, and I have to go through all of it. I haven't gone through all of it. It's going to be a lot of work. I definitely want to do it and get it done, so I'm thinking after Living Dead weekend, I can get to work on it. At least start getting to work on it. But it's a lot. It's going to be a whole lot. Hello from Charlotte, North Carolina. Love your videos. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. That means a lot to us. If Night of Mischief going to be in New York or New Jersey this year? Most likely New Jersey, just like we were before. Not at the same place. We're going to most likely go, or not most likely, we are going to be at a different place. We want to find a place that has better sound, obviously, and better, just better connectivity all around. But on top of that, the exclusives for that show, Heather and I have already devised what that's going to be, and they're going to be fucking insane. It's going to be insane. I don't know how you will be able to top Day of Mischief. Yeah, it's going to be tough. I think we put ourselves in a precarious situation here, because Day of Mischief just went so well, and we choreographed it really well. But for Night of Mischief, I think it's most likely going to be a party. Right? So it's a party, it's hangout, it's going to be fun and energetic, whereas Day of Mischief, we were bringing you into this world of the Coven and explain to you what the Coven is and where we're going. It will not be the last Coven event, or the last Day of Mischief. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I'm sure you do, but we did Night of Mischief, Day of Mischief. I've mentioned I want to do a Dawn of Mischief, but it's very much in a Romero sort of thing. I enjoy kind of naming the things that way. You know what I'm saying? Like I like any blank of Mischief. I like doing that with pretty much anything that we do. But Dawn of Mischief is going to be something else that I would like to do in the future. It would be more of a brunch thing.
That'd be fun.
That's something that I would love to do. I don't know when, but it's just something I want to do.
I have ideas for that.
Cool. Okay. Very good.
A really cool idea.
I hope Night of Mischief has chairs. Yes. We're going to make sure it has chairs.
Well, we are going to try to make sure.
We're going to make sure that it has chairs.
We are going to try to make sure that it has chairs.
We're doing everything we
our
can.
best.
We're doing everything we can that we have a lot of chairs.
We're very good at speaking before we know things. We have no idea where it will be held at.
But what I'm saying is in the planning, that's kind of what we're after. That's what we're after.
We are looking for a place with chairs.
I hope YouTube been well. Feels great watching you live again. So sorry for being gone. I graduated high school last. Oh, congratulations, Anna. Congratulations. That's amazing. And I know you're going to go off to do really great things. So good job on getting through high school. That was God, I absolutely hated high school so much. I was not a fan of high school. I'm just not a school guy. I'm just not. Sitting back and you know, reading books and doing all that stuff is just not me. I'm a hands-on type of guy, but good for you. You know I'm hands-on. Don't get that fucked up. What does that say? Will we
Wait, I'm not
hear
done.
about Coven of Mischief soon after LDW?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you will.
Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, very good. You had something else. Go ahead, please. Sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to say congratulations to Anna.
Yes, congratulations, Anna. You're awesome. Ooh, breakfast. Yes, of course. Yeah, we Heather and I are we're breakfast fanatics, I would say.
Breakfast is my favorite holiday.
Your favorite holiday?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, do you want to know something that really upset me? really bad.
It had to do with me.
I mean, you were involved in it.
This ain't gonna be good.
So, breakfast is my favorite meal of the day. I cannot function
Don't tell me
without
the breakfast is bad today.
No.
Oh, okay. I was about to get concerned.
No, my breakfast was amazing today.
Okay.
No. The problem happened about a week ago. We went to lunch and I did not have breakfast first.
Oh, when we got ramen? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I was so upset. So fucking upset. I love breakfast, but I was too exhausted to wake up in time for breakfast before lunch.
Yeah. One other thing I do want to mention is that during...
Wait, no. I never do that.
One thing I did want to mention is that during this Living Dead weekend, we will be doing yet another Dinner of Mischief. So we are, on Saturday night, we are going to do a little dinner after the convention. I don't know if I mean night or not, but in the evening time, we're going to do another dinner, just like we did at AwesomeCon, with the limited number of people that are going to be there. So if you have interest, when you're at the show, let us know there. Don't let us know now. Just come there, let us know you're interested, and we'll make sure to get those who want to go tied in and ready to go and go out and have a little bit of food with us, and we'll chat and hang out. The last one that we did was a whole lot of fun. I enjoyed that a lot, being able to sit with a lot of folks that we talk either through this, like virtually, or maybe through Messenger, email. It's just so great to actually sit down and have dinner with you. So that's something that we're looking to do this upcoming weekend as well.
Yeah.
I'm stoked. We haven't even figured out where the hell we're going to eat yet, but
no, I'm going to do some
idea.
research. No, I didn't like that place we ate at last year.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was just okay.
Okay. Yeah, we'll look around. Heather, I will tell you one thing. Heather, if anything else, Heather is incredibly good at finding places to eat. She is so good at figuring out restaurants. We never eat anywhere bad, I will tell you that. It always has to have a 5-star rating, man. It's like as close as 5 stars you could possibly get. And she's reading comments. She's like, this place is a 4.8, but there's a person in there that said that it tastes like shit. And I'm like, okay, what does this mean? Does this mean we're not eating there, Heather? Based off of one person saying that? Heather goes, we're not eating there. Throw it out the window. We're done. We're moving somewhere else. And I'm assuming that's what happened with this restaurant that I thought we were going to, but we're not going to. You decided against it.
It wasn't bad. It just wasn't my favorite.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
By the way, Heather, I know this is going to be really hard for a lot of you to hear, so I just want to prepare you. Just settle down for a second. I want you to collect yourselves. Just get into the right mindset. Heather gave me some news the other day, 2 days ago.
What news?
We were walking around Costco, and Heather filled me in and let me know the bangs are going to go. You're getting rid of the bangs. That's what
No,
you said at
I
Costco.
cut them today.
Oh, so you're keeping them?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Heather's keeping the bangs.
Yeah. I think I was hating them because they were getting too long and they kept getting in my eye.
What?
But you want to know what's fucked up?
What?
I cut my bangs today and I didn't angle myself to where like they would fall down. I was like up and they fell into my eye. So it was like even worse than like your hair getting in your eye. It was like literal cut hair in my eye.
So you cut them yourself?
Yeah.
What?
I know what you're about to say. Go ahead.
What? I'm not saying anything.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying it looked great.
Yeah.
You did a good job.
I know I did.
I was thinking about growing my hair out long, and then we can be Wayne and Garth.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
We should do that.
We should be Wayne and Garth. Wayne's World! Wayne's World! I just say, make ma a sandwich.
Bitch, make me a sandwich.
Oh. What? Is he saying that to his wife or his girlfriend?
Why did God make women? Well, I think women are here to keep men's shit straight. And to look pretty, because y'all are fucking ugly. Except you. And Fritz.
Right. Damn, Chris, you gave us all a heart attack with the bogus news. I'm so sorry about that. Which, let's see. Oh, okay, that's a question for somebody else. She bangs, she bangs. That's true. Yeah. So, Chris, you scored gold when you found Heather. Good job, brother. Thanks, man. Yeah,
Aww,
thank you.
That's very nice.
Thank you. I shot my shot, and I got...
You got what?
Bangs.
What were the piece counts of the Day
bangs.
of Mischief prints? So the regular print is 40.
No. Day of Mischief print.
Oh, Day of Mischief. Oh, we will reveal that later, maybe.
Do you know the
Not
numbers?
many. Yeah, sort of. No?
You don't know the numbers?
Not off the top of my head.
No, we gave them to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know the number. You know the number.
You don't know the number because one was less than the other on both of them.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I have to look
forgot.
back. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I know what it is because we counted them in the video.
You don't know what they are because they were separated between multiple people and there were multiple variants. There were 4 different prints. I ordered them.
No, I'm saying that the foiled ones or the special ones were 25. There was 25 count because in the video I counted 25.
I think it was different than that.
Was it?
I think it was slightly different than that.
I was thinking about that the other day. We should probably release the numbers because people don't know what they are.
Yeah, well,
Like
to be honest, I don't...
Well, the figure's 150. I think we already know that.
Yeah.
One thing I'm really shocked about, okay? I'm really shocked about this. But at Day of Mischief, we had coven pins there that were as low as like 60 or 70, right? Like super, super low.
Super duper low.
And they didn't sell out. And I'm just assuming that people didn't realize they were up there. That's what I think happened. Because to me, it doesn't make any sense because the pins are fucking awesome. Do we have those pins? Can I show them real quick? Hold on, I'm going to use the bathroom. You hang here. I'm going to go grab them. Let me go use the bathroom.
Do you know where they're at? Can you put this in the sink?
Oh, yeah, of course I can.
Okay.
All right. Now keep them occupied.
Okay, what should I talk about?
Don't fart.
I'm not gonna fart. What should we talk about?
Talk about whatever you want.
Travis, you are beautiful. I know that. You know that. You know what? Let's start looking for a place to eat at Living Dead Weekend. How does that sound? Monroeville Mall. What is there to eat around there? Restaurants. Alrighty, boys. Let's take a look. Let's take a little look. Oh God. I think... Okay, so something really funny that I think it happened last year or the year before maybe when we went to Monroeville. I might be completely off. It might have been when we were like on a road trip somewhere. But I found this little like breakfast cafe that was like Alice in Wonderland themed and I was really excited to go. And we got there and it was like closed down and boarded up. And like Chris was so mad because we sort of went out of our way to go there. I thought this was it, but I don't think that's it. But yeah, that's like a stupid thing that I thought about. Oh, so here's a cute, oh, that's like Southern food. It has 5 stars, but there's only like a few ratings. There's a ribs place. It looks like there's a lot of good pizza around here. Do we want like Italian? Do we want steak? Do we want sandwiches? Damn, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna get sucked into that. A Heather breakfast song would be funny. I like that. Chris complains about farts but wants Heather to hold them when he's gone. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Did Chris say there were Coven pins for sale at Day of Mischief? There were low piece count pins for sale at Day of Mischief. Yes, they were at the end after the show. Can we talk about the Ghastly's figure? Yeah, of course, Lance. The Ghastly's figure is going to be really cool. And what you saw at Day of Mischief may not have been the final design. We kept a feature hidden because we wanted you to be excited when it happens. And I think it's going to make the figure gazillion times better. It's awesome. Green Glow Mortem was not a Day of Mischief exclusive, although we are not bringing that. Chris, is it safe to say we're not taking Green Glow Mortem to Living Dead Weekend?
We can take some.
Okay, we might take a handful. We might take like a case to Living Dead Weekend. Ooh, David got the voice of narrator pin.
That was the most limited pin we had.
Yes, that was the most limited pin we have. I believe that was a 65 piece count. Any awesome barbecue joints around? So we did barbecue last time we were at Living Dead Weekend.
It was a good place.
I don't remember it being that great. I remember being like semi-disappointed in the food that we had.
I'm gonna pull these out of their packaging. So just hang up.
Why are you showing that? Why are you showing these?
Because I'm gonna show something. Just stop.
These are. Where's the other one? And why do you have two?
I got it. Just chill.
Where's the other one?
Chill, bro.
Do you not have it?
Chill, bro. Right here.
No, there's an. Oh my god.
No, there isn't.
The Peter one.
It's gone.
No, it's not, Chris.
We have one in there?
Yes, I
didn't see one.
Yes, I have one.
Peter Pumpkin either, Heather. All right, hang tight, everybody. Hang tight.
The only reason I have these is for the couple of helpers that didn't get them.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to show you all the pins. Pins that you may not have seen while you were there. Maybe not. So one thing that people probably did not realize, or maybe you did, I'm not sure, we gave these away to people who showed us their coin at the end of the show. So if you had gone out or left as the autos were happening, we gave these away. This is the silver Troublesque. So we were giving these away. This is the rare one, the one that people have been looking for a long time. We finally gave away a bunch of those, which is one of my personal faves. I love that thing so much. That's a great pin. So at upcoming shows, I'll probably take some of these with us to Living Dead Weekend, but we also have a Living Dead Weekend Troublesque that's special to Living Dead Weekend. You have to be there in person with your coin. No one can pick up the pin for you. It just does not work that way. What are you doing? Oh, look at that. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
I did.
Okay. Can you put this on the backing?
Oh, yeah, I was...
The hell is going on here? What are you, drunk?
What I was doing was I was looking at the piece count, but it's not a piece count, it's an AP.
Okay. Then this was a pin that was available and for sale. Let me see this. Hold on.
Yeah, I did that. That one doesn't have any special features.
Okay, so this one actually has glow-in-the-dark features. So that was available at the table as well. And this is limited to what?
Good question, I don't know.
Okay, let me look and see what the limit on this one is. This one's to 80. Okay? There's 80 of this one and it has glow-in-the-dark eyes. So if you have it, it has glow eyes. And we'll show you what it looks like underneath the, or with glow-in-the-dark, so you can see it. This is my favorite pin maybe that we've ever done.
Hold on, the logo is LE75.
It's 80. It's on the back.
Oh, LE80.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is my, let's see, this is LE90, and this is my personal favorite pin ever. I love it so much. I came up with the idea kind of out of the blue, and I was like, we're going to take this to Day of Mischief with us. It's the Ghastly's head in the shape of the narrator suit, and it even has a Troublesque on the breast. How cool is that?
It's amazing.
That's my favorite thing ever. And I
Good
got the
job.
idea of this from...
Mickey Mouse.
Oh my God, what just happened?
I dropped everything. It's not a big deal.
I got this idea from Disney pins. It was like a Mickey Mouse head.
Mickey Mouse, I just said.
Mickey Mouse head with like the suit on it. That's such a sick pin. So these two were available at the table and they didn't sell out. And then there's this one.
This is the narrator's voice pin.
Narrator voice pin. This was an idea from the narrator, Peter himself. He came up with this idea. These all sold out. These are gone.
His master's voice.
His master's voice.
That was an LE65.
Yeah. LE65.
Yeah.
So we can show these glowing in the dark. Their eyes glow.
Yeah,
Okay.
the eyes glow.
The other big pin that we gave out to some people, or I don't know if it was random or winning.
It was giveaways.
Giveaways?
Yeah.
Is the Malator Gold. And guess what? Malator Gold is glows in the dark, I think, his eyes, right?
Why are you asking?
I think they do.
Either they do or they don't.
I think they
I
do.
don't know. I don't think they do.
Can you take the thing and that's it?
Oh, they might. Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So we're actually at Living Dead Weekend.
Fuck.
What?
That's wild.
What?
There's glow powder on his head.
Oh, nice. That's cool. So we're going to give away 2 of this while...
Don't.
What?
Don't.
I can say it?
Don't.
No? We're going to give away a couple of these during the Living Dead Weekend event. I just can't tell you when. So we'll give away 2 of these while we're there. And then you're probably wondering, well, Chris, what are you guys going to do with the rest of these pins? Well, we're going to put these up for sale after the next initiation. So these will go up after the next initiation, along with what is left of the green glow mortems. So those will be up as well. So you'll have a chance of getting these and also green glow mortems on MischiefToys.com once you're in the Coven. So the Coven sign up will happen this month, like probably just a couple weeks away from it. So if you're not in the Coven of Mischief yet, it'll be our opportunity very soon to get into the Coven of Mischief or to re-up your Coven of Mischief membership and be initiated once again.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
It is going to be awesome. So let's take the lights down low and take a look at these glow-in-the-dark pins because we do have a couple here. I want to show you guys what they look like. The little red eyes are cool as shit.
Can you turn that one off behind you?
Well, yeah, I think it'll show up.
I don't think it will.
I don't think I need to turn off the light.
That's okay.
Go ahead. Yeah, they're glowing.
It would be better without the light.
God, here we go. Hold on. All right, now try.
There
you
you
go.
are.
That's awesome.
Glowing eyes.
Now let's see. What the fuck was that voice?
Glowing eyes.
You glowing
I
eyes.
farted.
Ew, you're so gross.
Yeah, well.
Oh my god, these glow a different color.
Yeah, they glow like green.
What? No,
Yeah.
they glow like yellow. Look at this.
Yeah. It's weird.
That is wild. So they are red, but they glow like a bright yellow.
Yeah, they
That
did
is
that
so
because
sick.
They did that because of the gold.
That is so sick. Oh my god, I'm so turned on right now. You better take me upstairs, Heather. This is unbelievable. I didn't know this.
Upstairs, why?
Look at those little eyes, baby.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah. I love that pin, by the way, because I had this idea of, you know, Malator has those open hands. We should we should have him on a pin where his hands are like out, like in your face. And so we made the very first 3-pin set ever. And that's so sick. What a killer set. This was also designed by Devin. Devin murdered it. Once again, Devin's here still. So effing sick, he said. It's you, buddy. And Devin...
No, Damien said that.
Oh, Damien said that. Oh, I thought it was Devin.
Devin said
Devin's
so cool.
Yeah, so Devin will be working on, or is working on, or starting to work on, the Night of Mischief series of cartoons. because we have another story we're going to tell you. I'm so stoked. So how do you like that? That's all the things. We just showed you all the things.
All the things. So Eric said that he can never remember when it's time to re-up for the coven. So I would like to say something to those of you in the same boat. In your Mischief Toys account, you will see your order history, and you have roughly 1 year after sign up for the coven that you need to re-up. So if you got yours in January of this year, you're due January next year. June last year, you're due in June this year. But what I've started to do with the coven memberships is I'll literally label them as, I believe it's like Coven of Mischief membership, re-up June 2025. I think that's like what I did with like January. I think I did like re-up January 2026 or something, so that it's like written in your order history as well. So I hope that helps. But if you have a hard time finding it, please don't email me the morning of the drop. But if you email help@mischieftoys.com, we would gladly help you try to figure out when you did purchase your Coven of Mischief membership, and we can just make sure that
that's what he looks like underneath black light.
Away.
So his head and legs glow, but his body doesn't. And it has to do with the material, I believe, or the paint that they're using, because we didn't specify that we wanted in black light. Now looking back on hindsight 2020, by the way, I'm speaking to Richard Perez because he asked the question of glowing him up. Now looking back on hindsight 2020, I kind of wish that we did go with a black light variant of that figure.
Yeah, this
but
one,
maybe in the future we'll do something like that with a zombie. This
one was a pretty rushed figure.
Yeah.
We didn't get this like designed until it was very, very close to the event. It was these figures.
Oh, it's
were
on Roland Roach, not Richard Perez. Roland Roach asked for it. Sorry, buddy.
They were very sort of last minute figures.
Yeah.
Generally, we have our designs months and months, sometimes even a year in advance. Actually, sometimes even more than a year in advance. But these ones were like super close. To be completely honest with all of you, we didn't think that we would have these figures ready for Living Dead weekend. We were so scared. Specifically this one.
We were really worried, and we're like, holy shit. What are we going to do? We're going to show up with no zombies when we said we're going to have zombies. So that's me speaking too soon, as I usually do. But it all worked out in the end. Thank God for that. Our pin manufacturers, they can turn things around pretty quick. But with the figures, it sometimes is a nightmare.
They usually can. So there was actually one pin. So, fun fact, in China, they celebrate the Chinese New Year after we celebrate New Year's. And so our manufacturers, like the pin manufacturer, the figure manufacturer, they all shut down for like a week or two in February. So it's really, like, you have to plan around that because you cannot even get a hold of them. Like, it's wild. Well, there was a pin that we submitted months before Valentine's Day, months before we would need them for Valentine's Day. And it was supposed to come with the pin board, the Skeleton Ghastly pin board, the pink Skeleton Ghastly pin board. And there was an issue with the mold for that pin, so they had to recreate the mold. Well, then they took their holiday, and it didn't even get manufactured until like March. And we didn't receive it till like March. And so now we have like a Valentine's Day pin for next year that'll just be sort of random unless I can find something to pair it with.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm always reminded because like the box is in a very specific location.
Yeah.
And I get annoyed every time I see it. I'm like, God damn it.
We really need to get back into, and I know you're going to laugh, but we really need to get back into our podcast, because There's so much material to talk about
There
and all
really
the things that
is.
we've gone through. Speaking of which, there is something that I have been thinking about a lot actually this weekend, and that's Mischief in the Making. Any ideas as to when we can start bringing that to life?
So we actually have our lawyer working on like quick verbiage for that, because there is going to be sort of like a component to that, because we have decided that whoever wins, as long as it is feasible, it would have to be like a current mold that we have, but we would like to get it produced.
Yeah.
So we need like some legal something
Okay.
for that.
Yeah, so Mischief in the Making, for those who do not know, it's basically going to be a polling. So we wanted to originally be tied to a Patreon, but I think we've gone a different route, correct?
It will be on our website.
Okay, it'll be on our website where you can vote on what you're voting on, building a figure. So let's say it's like genre, like horror, this or that and the other. You can select what you want it to be, and then it goes on to the next round. And it's like, well, you selected that, so now do you want it to be glow in the dark, black light, blah, 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 blah. And then, like, what character is it going to be? So on and so forth. And basically, it's going to be...
Well, the first question is, what character will it be?
Yeah, so it'll be the group basically creating a character together. And then whatever the outcome is, you could have, like, a handful of people in there who just want to, like, totally cause chaos, and it'll be something so goofy and weird. So my plan is to take all the polling and then hand it, most likely we'll hand it to Noelle, because Noelle has been with us the longest, and I feel like Noelle will kind of know our fan base a little bit and kind of know
Yeah.
what they're looking for, and then design something. But I have this vision of making figures like this in the future through Mischief in the Making, where other artists have their hands on it. And it might be even an artist that we've never worked with before, and just seeing what they come up with, what
That'd
they
be
do, what they
cool.
create. And I think that this is going to be a scenario that might. I hate this. I don't want to put it this way. Maybe I should, but I feel like it sounds stupid, or like, I don't know. I feel like it'll change the game. Like,
Yeah.
it's so far different from anything else. And I don't want to, in other words, I don't want to sound like big-headed, like, oh, we got the best ideas. But I just think it's so
No, it'll be
fucking
very
wild.
interesting.
It's so wild.
I think the community, like, having some say, like, obviously they have a say because we know what they like, and we sort of, like, take our ideas and we make them into something that we know our audience will be into. And, you know, sometimes we make stuff that, like, is meaningful for us, like the Gwar figure, for example. Like, I have no idea who in our fan base fucking listens to Gwar, but we did that because you love Gwar, and we do stuff like
Yeah.
that. But we know, like, based off of sales and things like that, we know what you guys like. So it'll be really interesting to, like, truly see this stuff come to life.
100% agree, Heather. Yeah, I mean, I think that this could be something really sick. And I'm excited. I hope you guys are into it. I hope you're down with the idea. I think I think it's gonna be great. Are RJ Mischief toys possible one day? Absolutely.
Yeah, a preview that you saw at Day of Mischief was actually designed by RJ.
That's right. Jay and Silent Bob. That's an RJ. Is it Designs? I always want to say Designs. Yeah. RJ Designs joint. He killed it. You know what? I'm going to go back. I think this would be cool to show this, because we've never shown this before. I'm going to show you the Mischief in the Making little cartoon that we made.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever shown this before. So
except at Night of Mischief.
At Night of Mischief, that was it. So let me see. That's that. Oh, here it is. Oh my God, I called it Patreon, even.
Oh, that's funny.
That is funny. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me throw this together while Heather talks to you. Read questions, read answers, read all the things, Heather. Go ahead.
Yes, we will be having a DIY contest. We aren't quite sure when. We really need to do that soon.
100% agree.
We really do. But Yeah, we are going to have the DIY contest very, very, very soon. I would imagine that'll come before Mischief in the Making.
Do you guys want to see Mischief in the Making? The little promo that we made?
Yeah, they do.
So this is directly from Night of Mischief, so it might have content, it might have the narrator in it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oddly enough. Okay, here we go. By the way, I'm not turning down the sound, so don't say anything inappropriate or touch on my hog while we're doing this, okay?
I might.
All right, here we go.
Hi again. It's me, your narrator. I have a very special announcement that I'm sure all you Mischief Toys followers will love. If you've ever felt like turning your hand to creating a Mischief Toys figure, now is your chance. It is with the greatest pleasure that I introduce to you Mischief in the Making, a Mischief Toys Patreon. Are you ready to be a maker of mischief? If so, it's time to band together with your fellow devotees, channel your demonic forces, and create a brand new Mischief Toys character. Perhaps a glow-in-the-dark purple skeleton ghastly, or a tastefully blood-spattered Mortem. The choice is yours to make. This figure will be limited to the amount of patrons, and there may even be 2 variants of the same figure. As an added bonus, the names of Mischief Toys makers will be printed in perpetuity on the inside of the box, thus demonstrating to the world that you have created a Mischief Toys figure. Imagine the fame, the glory. So, are you ready to play your part in Mischief in the Making? Coming in 2025.
All right. Here's the hat. Somebody was asking, I think Richard Perez. Oh, there's the hat. By the way, there's a line there. And the reason why the line is there is the actual art has a line. So we needed to make something that would separate it, make it not look so weird. Because that was my first question when I saw the hat. I was like, why is there a line there, Heather? And Heather's like, well, the line's there because of the artwork on the poster.
Well, because you can't embroider that close to the brim.
Yeah.
Like, it would make sense if it were, like, right, you know,
Right.
above the brim, but it couldn't be.
Right, Heather.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so Mischief in the Making is going to be, I think, the next big thing for Mischief Toys in terms of, like, I don't know, we can create figures and put them out and do pins and limited and da-da-da-da-da-da, but doing something different and I would consider sort of innovative. Maybe you wouldn't call it innovative, maybe you've seen it happen before and I just don't know it, and that's fine too. But something different where you guys are virtually, polling or voting for what you want in your figure. And then at the end of the day, the figure will be created. You'll also have a hand in making the box, what the box will look like. Your names will be printed on the inside cover, so when you lift it up, you can see your name there, that you are part of it, so on and so forth. It's not going to be a cheap endeavor. It's not going to be the same price as like a normal figure. It might be like double. I'm not entirely sure what the cost will be, but basically you're going to be a part of something that we've never done before at all, ever. So it's going to be great. That price, a lot of people have asked about like monthly payments or something like that. I don't think we've ever worked anything out with that. I'm not entirely sure, but I thought about it should be up front.
It's going to be up front. It will not be monthly,
Right.
only because, like, it's a final sale thing. You can't back out after, 3 months if you decide that someone, like, they chose Demonstro and you don't want Demonstro. You know what I mean? So it's going to be, like, an upfront cost. You had mentioned doing, like, lives and stuff. I think that it should just be for the figure, since we're doing it on our website. I am hoping to get sort of like a comment feature where people can like discuss stuff, but I don't think that we will be incredibly involved in this.
So I think we'll do a couple lives, but it'll mainly be like kind of a follow-up of how things are going and talking about their selections and stuff like that. I think that would
Yeah.
make it interesting. Originally, it was like talking about behind the scenes stuff, but I think we do that in the podcast a lot.
Yeah.
But I would like to do something where we spend at least, like, let's say an hour, like it would be an hour block, that's it, where we have this discussion about the future of what this figure is going to be. And then we can sort of roll like what this is going to be as we go, because we have no idea what this is. We sort of came up with this wild idea, and we want to bring it to life. And I don't know, like, in other words, the next year could be something entirely different. The whole experience is entirely different.
Well, yeah, I mean,
We'll have to see.
everything that we do is, you know, a learning experience for us and a growing experience for us. And if there are certain things that like work out really well, we will keep that. And if there's certain things where we're like, I wish we did this differently, then we might try something new in the future. But, you know, that's based off of our feelings. That's based off of feedback from you guys, which we always greatly appreciate and we're always open to. So if you ever have any sort of suggestions or questions or likes or dislikes, always feel free to email help@mischieftoys.com and let us know how you're feeling.
Right. Oh, I have a question. When will we see that buck naked narrator we saw in the documentary as a figure? Because we need more MT figures with great butts. Yeah, so I came up with that joke because, you know, everybody drank, you know, the little shot of lemonade to be initiated, the netherworld water. And I thought it would be funny to sort of connect that to a naked narrator that they saw in the cartoon, you know, earlier. It was sort of connecting to it. And I tried to do that throughout the entire show if people caught it or not, but like reaching back to jokes or things that had happened earlier in the show. For me personally, I'm very into well thought out content in terms of stuff like that. Maybe not our daily videos that we make, because how well thought out can you be when we're talking about the day's news? But if we create, if we create something that's an event like that, a structure event like Day of Mischief, I want you to have fun. And I want it to like feel fluid, and I want it to feel like it's something bigger, or it's a lot bigger than you know what you think it's going to be when you walk through the door. So I hope that we were able to deliver in that way. It sure as hell seems like it, and it means a lot to hear your feedback, good, bad, or indifferent. But so far we've received only good feedback. So thank you for that. That means a lot, especially for somebody who's never done anything like this before ever. The bath water sold out on eBay. I wonder if anybody's like saved their little cup with the drink in it. Did people save their cups?
I think some people save the cups. Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't even save a cup. Did you? I collected ours. In the video I noticed I put it on the table. We probably threw it away.
Oh yeah, we definitely tossed them. I put them in one of your drink cups and someone took it and threw it away.
But something important to me was that when we did this, we had people drink the shot. And Heather, even all the way up until the last day, was like, I don't like this. Like, we're having people drink something and not really telling them what it is. So in the write-up, it basically said water with a hint of lemon. I figured that was a good way of kind of describing what exactly they were getting themselves into by drinking it. But you were really worried about that.
I was really worried about that because people have allergies and stuff. Mm-hmm. And it really concerns me. Although I feel like people with allergies would like make it known and like ask questions, you know what I mean? And like maybe be cautious about it. But I don't know. Like there was one time we had an event at our house where someone was allergic to coconut and they didn't realize that coconut was in.
That's goofy. Yeah, it was a crazy situation what happened over
it was. I'm so.
It's crazy.
I'm only laughing because of one portion of it, not because someone was allergic.
But you know, ingesting something is something that we were a little like weary about. Like if people are going to be into it. Firstly. Secondly, there's a religious side of this too, because the narrator's like, drink it if you're going to follow me. And I'm like, oh shit. Like, what are people going to think about this?
Well, it was supposed to have that feel.
But it's supposed to feel like it. By the way, for those who came to Day of Mischief, have you ever had an experience like that? I think that's the real big question I wanted. I wanted people to come to something they'd never done before.
Not unless someone was in a cult before.
Right, exactly. But I wanted it to feel like something you've never done before. And that was important to me, because we can sit around and mimic fun days all day long and try to make this fun days event and have giveaways and do all that shit. But I wanted to give you something that was entirely different. What, you know, these masked people walking into the room, and then the other crazy thing was, you know, the little box that you pull the flower off, lift the thing up, and there's all the little drinks in there. You didn't know that was there the entire time you're sitting there. And they unveil it. It's been sitting in front of you the whole time. These little shots that you were going to drink.
So when you were editing, I was watching the footage of like that happening, and everyone was like, Peter said something like, and now for the initiation, and he said acolytes. So everyone was like watching the acolytes like go and take their places. And they were watching them very intently, and they were like, what the fuck is about to happen? And the acolytes sort of stood there, and then they pulled the boxes off. And I think that was like really shocking for people. Like, I wish that I was in the audience for this.
Yeah.
I'm so annoyed that like we're the people that do it, because these ideas, like, we know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I wish that I didn't fucking know. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
It's so annoying that I know. It's so annoying that it's sort of like, it's really exciting though, because we don't know how people are going to react. We don't know what people are going to think or anything. And it's always really cool to see these things come to life when it actually happens, because we rehearsed in our house like 3 or 4 times before the day actually came, and it was really interesting. But like, we're sitting there in our normal clothes and we're not like getting up. We didn't like recreate the rows of tables or anything. We just sort of like talked about it. So it was really cool to see the rehearsal happen the day of, and then to see it actually happen while everyone was robed and the lights were down and the decorations were up. I remember, like, typically for things, like, I play a huge role in getting things together. And obviously I did, you did. But we delegated a lot of things to our friends and family. Like, we had my best friend and her fiance were working the door. My other best friend flew in from fucking Kentucky to work the door. And then your sister was, and her husband were doing drink tickets. And then your other sister, she was one of the acolytes. And we delegated all of these people to do all these different things. And finally, like, someone realized what time it was. It was like 3:30 or 3:40. And finally, like, the lights were being turned off or turned down. And I went to the bathroom. I had to like change into my dress because I was in like my normal, I actually think that I was wearing this exact outfit that day. I don't remember, but I think it was this one. And I came out of the bathroom. I looked, and the tables had the cloths on them. The centerpieces were where they were supposed to be. Candles were lit. The lights were off. And I started crying. I was like, holy shit. This is actually happening. Like, this is so fucking cool.
You know, it's funny because I not even one time did I have that, like, any emotion or anything. It was just like I was ready, like, to go. It wasn't until I sat here and watched the footage I was like, Jesus Christ, look what we did. Like, It's just crazy. Like, that room, now, what people need to understand or keep in mind is that room is typically a bingo hall.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So the first time I ever went to it was when my uncle got married. I was like 17. He and my aunt got married and they held it there, the reception.
Wow.
And I went there, and it was really, really nice. And now, once a month, I go and play bingo there with a bunch of old ladies.
So
and
that's
my
how
family.
that's how we found it.
Yeah. It's really, really, really cool.
But we have a lot of great comments here. So, Lance said, I was raised Jehovah's Witness, so I'm experiencing with cults, LOL, but I'm not complaining about following you guys for life. That's so sweet.
I think that, Lance, I'm really sorry if we trigger any, like, PTSD, because that's crazy.
My Schwani boy says it was an orchestral theater event. Michael Price says, I was in a fraternity, so you got the feel of an initiation down. The shot was symbolic, like the various symbols in a fraternity's initiation. That's awesome.
Wow.
I'm technically Catholic, so I was baptized into the biggest cult on earth. Caleb says it was a cool experience. I was before... What? I don't know. Oh, okay. The Acolytes' presence throughout was extremely incredible. I absolutely loved it. That's cool. I'm glad to hear that. So, real quick, when going into this, my original idea and intent was to have masked people in a room, and my original idea was that you bring everybody in, sit them down. No dinner, no nothing. You just brought them in, set them down. And the Acolyte people, they would just run out, literally run. They would run out, and they would go on either side of the room, and it would be boom, 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 boom. Like 4 people on either side. It was just like that. And then that's how we would begin. Like, that's how the show began.
I'm glad we did it the way that we did.
I'm glad that we did it the way we did it, too. But the full, like, I know it sounds crazy, but I had this idea of people just running out. Like, it would just be like, what the hell is going on? It would almost feel like you're, I don't know, like, you're like under attack or something. That was the initial feeling or idea that I had for this. But it played out perfectly. Chris and Heather, I will email you the pictures from Day of Mischief when I get a chance to look at them. Day of Mischief was great. Thank you, Adam. And thank you for taking all the photos. Adam Ang is a lovely individual for those who may be new, but those who know him or have been here, you know how great he is. We ever released the Coven story clips on YouTube from Day of Mischief. Would love to watch again one day. Narrator is the best. So, yes, I will release them. And I most likely will release them only on the Coven of Mischief page. They'll be there. I don't think that we should release them publicly. I think that they deserve a very special place and not just sitting around on YouTube.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Next Day of Mischief has everyone literally kiss a ghastly ring you and Heather wear while sitting on badass pimp chairs.
Speaking of pimp chairs, so you guys saw the throne that Peter sat in for Day of Mischief, but somebody else claimed the throne before Day of Mischief. One of our family members absolutely loved it, would not get out of this fucking chair.
And now they're not sitting in it at all.
Yeah, now they won't sit in it. Are you ready to see who it was? Bet you can't guess.
Fritzy the Kitsy.
He would not leave that thing. I have like a gazillion pictures of him in this damn throne. He would get up there. He would just sit, lay. He would sleep. I mean, he loved this damn thing. Oh my God, I have so many shots of this damn cat on this chair. It's obscene. It is so crazy. He loves it so much. I'm gonna try to find one of my favorite pictures. I don't know. Oh, here it is. So this is Fritz and his girlfriend Ellie in front of the green screen, just after Chris filmed the narrator.
Yep.
But I wanted to talk about that for a second because Ellie, his girlfriend, Fritzy's girlfriend, she like left our house one day. She never came back. It was like 3 weeks we didn't see her, and she was here every day or every other day since like probably August or September.
Yeah.
And we thought she fucking died. Like, I posted on our neighborhood's website or like Facebook, and I was like, hey, has anyone seen this cat? And then this other lady that fed her, she was like, yeah, I haven't seen her in weeks. Like, I'm really nervous something happened. Well, we caught her. We have like a gazillion cameras on our property, specifically around the warehouse. And so anytime she would come by, we would get notified that, like, you know, someone's there. Check it out. Finally, after about 3 to 3.5 weeks, she came back. She wandered around for a couple minutes and then she left. So what's really weird about this cat is she has an ear tip, which typically means that they're fixed. But I'm wondering if, like, because strays are typically sort of skinny. I'm wondering if she was pudgy because she was pregnant and, like, the ear tip happened some other way.
That's what I think.
It's weird because normally cats will, like, go away if they're pregnant to give birth. Yeah. And when we saw her in the camera, it's hard to see because she's, you know, so small. But Chris said that he thinks she might have been thinner. So I don't know what happened. But
she looked thinner to me. Yeah,
I've caught her like 2 times on the camera. I don't know what the hell is happening with her. But
okay.
Yeah, that was like a long tangent.
I'm sad I didn't get to eat one of Heather's dad's famous hot dogs.
Okay.
Wiener Wayne.
So if you're ever in the Maryland area, Monday through Friday, let me know. I can tell you where him or my uncle is located. My uncle is actually like right next to the airport. And they have like the same hot dogs, and they are both so amazing. My uncle and my dad are completely different. Like, they're both amazing people, but my uncle is sort of like the more outgoing one, and yeah. He's like really, really loud, and he's fucking awesome.
Nick said, Nick Morgan, I was stoked for the cult experience, and you guys delivered. Thank you. Lance says no PTSD was triggered.
Thank God.
Tyler Ridley, Day of Mischief was awesome. It was an awesome experience. Thank you guys for putting so much effort into it. I'm so glad I got the opportunity to come and meet everyone. Me too.
Aww,
thank you for being there.
Thank you, Tyler. Jeffrey said bingo of mischief.
Bingo of mischief.
I like that.
Tanya wanted to be there. I've been sick as hell since the 17th and trying to heal from... Oh my God, I hope you feel better, Tanya. I didn't know. Trying to heal from pneumonia. That's terrible. The chair is pretty epic for a ghastly experience. Do I smell Fritz Ghastly? I love the possessed Ghastly proto I got. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Yay. By the way, I described the Day of Mischief cult as a Mischief Toys corporate stakeholders meeting where you showcase new product lines and launches. Ha. That's true. I didn't know I could have gotten a hot dog on Tuesday. Yes, you could have. Unfortunately, yeah, you could have. Heather's family has hot dog carts all over the fucking state.
Yep.
It's wild.
It used to be crazier. Back in the 90s, my mom had a cart as well. My dad, my uncle, and then one of their... They had somebody else named Shelly, and she also had a cart.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it was like a hot dog. It was like the hot dog takeover of Maryland.
They got the hot dogs covered around, yeah.
Yep.
All right. Looks like me and Travel Ghastly need to get hot dogs. There you go. That's right. Go and get hot dogs from both carts.
My dad was actually featured as like the number one... one of the, like, the number one place in Maryland for food in, like, some food vloggers' videos.
Since he is your dad, because he is a dad, he should come up with a new name. I think he should be Hot Dog Daddy.
The problem is...
I mean, we call him Wiener Wayne.
Yeah, but he won't, like, he will not take that name and run with it.
Speaking of which.
That's funny.
We should call him Hot Dog Daddy. Wiener Wayne Hot Dog Daddy. You know how many people would go to that cart just because of the name? It wouldn't even matter if if they're like good hot dogs. They would just go.
Yeah.
Let's see. Just confirming myself. Coven status good until January, which means if somehow someone gets an extra coin, let's make a deal. By the
Zombie
way,
Monkey said Daddy's Dogs.
Daddy's dog.
Richard Perez said Anchor Dogs.
While we were at Day of Mischief, those who came in were also became part of the coven. Those who were not initiated yet.
Yeah.
So we initiated a pretty good amount of people that day.
I think it was like 40-ish.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I thought that was pretty
It's
cool.
a lot, but
Yeah.
they only get what is it? How long do they get till?
January. Yeah, they have like a trial period. It's like basically a 6-month.
Yeah, they get a 6-month
Yeah.
trial period in the Coven of Mischief, which is great. Some new folks in there, and they can check it out and be a part of the gang, bro. Daddy Hot Dog. Is that what we're going to call him? He should have gone with Ankle Slapper Wayne. Ankle Slapper Wayne. Anchor Dogs. Oh my God, that should be the name.
I already
Anchor
said
Dogs. That should be the name. Did you like the name Anchor Dogs? Which one did you like better? Hot Dog Daddy or Anchor Dogs or what?
Daddy Dog.
Daddy Dogs. Daddy Dogs. Okay.
Travis Spalding, you're disgusting.
What'd he say?
Read it.
Where is it?
Down.
Down?
Latest comment.
Daddy's Hot Juicy Wieners. Jesus. That is gnarly. Holy shit. I can't look at my father-in-law the right way anymore. Okay. So, figures are going to be $60 a piece at a Living Dead weekend. We got 3 of them, as you can see here. We have Hazmat Zombie, Dead Day Zombie, and Camp Zombie. Then we have pins. So we have this guy right here. Let's see, here are the 3 pins for the figures that are sitting here. We've got, let's see, the 3 pins that go with the figures. They're $15 a piece. Then we have the Ghastly of the Dead pin, which is
Dawn of the Ghastly.
Dawn of the Ghastly pin that glows in the dark and black light. We also have the elevator pin, which is going to be, what is it, $20?
$20.
$20. You open it up, you have the Fly Ghastly Boy in there. And then online, there's going to be the Ghastly Jockey pin, which is $15. We're going to have a limited amount of the Day Dead Zombie available on the website. Dead Day?
You keep messing
I get
it up.
it backwards. Dead Day Zombie on the website, but a very super limited amount on there because we're taking some with us to Living Dead weekend. We have these lovely prints that will be available. And these are super limited, so 15 of the foiled one and 40 of the regular one.
Yes.
They're going to be blind bagged, so come to the booth and grab yours at Monroeville Mall. And then shirts and hats will be available. These are $35 a piece. And then we have a dad hat that's going to be $33.
Wow, I'm shocked you got all the prices right. That's
Of course I got all the price
fantastic.
right, Heather.
One thing I would like to mention, this is very important and would help us out greatly. If you are subscribed to Mischief Toys emails, we would really super duper appreciate it if you would simply open them, even if you're like, oh, I already know what this is gonna say. If you open them, it helps us and our store greatly. Something with analytics, I don't understand how it all works, but I do know that it is a huge help to us when you do click that email and open it.
Wow, really?
It really does. Yeah, there's like all these analytics you get for it, and apparently like if a certain percentage does not open them, it's like not good, and it makes your emails more prone to bouncing or going to spam.
For real? Mm-hmm. Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's wild. So like, look, here, this is the one I just sent. That's the open rate.
At risk, it says.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. But then, I mean, it hasn't been that long though. Like normally after a while it's like significantly higher.
Wow.
So like this one, for example,
Oh, yeah.
is that. So
Okay.
that's good. But normally it's higher than that. But that's
Okay.
that's a good
What
open
email was
rate.
that? Oh, okay.
Last Chance Equar stuff. So
Okay.
yeah, it's really interesting to look at all these analytics.
Damn, that tracks everything.
Yeah, but there's some right here. Look at the open rate on this one.
Wow. Holy shit.
But that was sent to, like, it was specific to the people
event.
attending Day of
Yeah.
Mischief, so
Okay.
it had, like, all of the information they needed, so of course
Holy
they're
ball
gonna open
bags.
it. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. What's annoying is that they get sent to a different folder.
Yeah, are you on Gmail, Eric? Because I have a love-hate relationship with Google. I love Google as my search engine. I love Google as like my email provider for the most part. But the problem is there are certain things that get sent to like your promotions or your updates folder, and I hate it. I hate it. I like when things just get sent to my regular inbox and that's it. Like, I don't need that shit split up. It's very annoying.
You don't need that shit, Heather. Okay. Cool.
It's annoying.
Cool. He said, yep, Gmail.
Yep. Yeah, Gmail is a problem. So we actually get invoices.
Thank you, Adam.
Specifically for the people who do our prints. And when we get invoices, they get sent to a different folder. And there was one time where they had to call me and say, hey, you haven't paid your invoice. I'm like, you invoiced me? Like, I had no idea. It was so obnoxious and I felt like such a horrible person. Horrible.
I feel like a horrible person.
Yeah, because they had to fucking call me and say, where is my money? Bitch. That's what they said.
They said they called you,
No,
bitch?
I'm just kidding. They're very nice. They actually, one of the guys takes his dog in there. Like, she goes to work with her dad.
What?
And yeah, so every time I pick up Prince, I get to pet her, and she's really beautiful.
Roland Roach has Hotmail.
Wow.
I didn't know Hotmail was still a thing. I have Hotmails from before, but I went to Gmail and I never turned back. But Jesus Christ, Hotmail.
Oh,
I should go back and look at my emails. I forgot about Hotmail.
Me too.
That is wild.
I don't even remember my Hotmail.
I don't remember my Hotmail either, I don't think.
We need to figure it out. You know
Wow.
what I wish didn't change is MySpace. I know this doesn't have to do with email, but I had like
MySpace
so
was
many.
something else.
It was, and I had so many pictures on there, and now, like, I don't think you can get them.
Yeah? Mm-mm.
And I'm really upset about it because I thought like MySpace would last forever. Definitely didn't.
It's garbage now. Nobody's using it.
Yeah. Facebook has been a thing for a long time though. Facebook has been like, you know?
You don't know what to say, do you? You're
Yeah.
like, you're like lost in the sauce. All right, that's all we've got for you. Thank you guys for tuning in and talking to us and hanging with us. Living Dead weekend is next weekend. Huge, super stoked over it. I hope that you guys are going to be able to make it and see us there. If not, we'll have some stuff up on the website. Be on the lookout for that. And of course, if the apparel's still available, we'll put that up on the website, and maybe even the blind bag posters and maybe even some of the pins. We'll have to see. Depends on what's left over. We'll check it out. Next big thing to look out for after Living Dead weekend is the re-up on the initiation for Coven of Mischief. So be on the lookout for that. And then much, much more. And we'll be here telling you about all those things. Follow us on Instagram at Mischief Toys. Go over to MischiefToys.com and sign up for our newsletter. That way you know all the things. You're on Instagram. You're on the website newsletter. And then go and join the group on Facebook, Mischief Toys. Follow the group. And we actually have to change the group name.
Yes, that is on my list of things to do. I don't know if it'll happen this week or next week.
I would just call it Mischief Toys a Collectors Group. Or how about Mischief Toys Mischief Makers?
So, yeah, we're going to change it, but there's something that I need to do. I already explained it.
Okay.
Please leave me alone.
Okay. Oh,
Thank you. Thank you and
okay.
goodbye.
Thank you and goodbye. Jesus.
Yeah.
All right, everybody be good to each other this week. Have fun this week. See you at Living Dead weekend. We love you. More content coming this week. In fact, a video of Heather and I going on a toy hunt at Target, which is hilarious because we haven't gone out and hunted for anything in what feels like years.
Yeah, we spent a lot of money that day. I did not, there was one item specifically I did not realize it was that expensive.
We spent about 200 Buckaroo Bonsais. It was unreal.
Yeah, it was
But
cool.
thank you, everybody. We love you. Seriously, thank you for all the support. We'll see you very soon.
Bye.